A day after the council vote cleared the way for a minimum wage increase to $11.50 an hour, opponents are set to gather signatures this week to put the issue on the ballot and hope voters will repeal the wage hike. Meanwhile, a campaign to keep it off the ballot is also underway. Here with details are Jason Rowe with the San Diego Small Business Coalition and Mel Katz with Raise Up San Diego. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, Mel, who benefits from this boost to the minimum wage?
Many hardworking San Diegans, 38% of the San Diegans will benefit. It's 172,000 people will get a boost in their pay because of what the majority of the city council passed last month.
And sick days as well.
Including a way to earn sick days, and that's 280,000 San Diegans will get that also.
Now, Jason, you are part of a coalition that's trying to get signatures gathered to get this on the ballot so that it'll be repealed. Why do you think this wage increase will hurt the local economy?
Well, for starters, I think it ignores the fact that the state just implemented a 25% increase just a month ago in July. And, you know, our debate is not with the value of a minimum wage increase, but the idea that San Diego, an island by itself now, would go 44% instead of the 25% that the statewide. This disadvantages San Diego businesses, it drives up those costs, and it ultimately disadvantages those workers because we're going to have fewer jobs available as businesses contract to deal with this. They'll have to cut hours and they'll have to cut the number of employees.
Well, about this being an island, though, other cities, including San Jose, have already enacted a wage increase. So how would we be different than that? Because so far, from what I've read, there's been no evidence of job loss or problems with the economy.
Well, you know, people like to compare to other cities, and I think that's apples and oranges. You know, the economies are very different. San Jose did that before there was the state wage increase. You know, there's a lot of variables. Our economy is wildly different than San Jose, and San Jose is the home to the technology sector, which is the fastest growing sector of the U.S. economy. And if minimum wage jobs are increasing, it's to support the growth in high wage jobs and the jobs that are being created via technology.
Well, Mel, let me get your take on this. You're a businessman, and you have businesses in San Diego. So why are you supporting this when most businesses here, it appears, are unified against this?
When you look in San Diegans today, and they make minimum wage and make $1,560, after taxes, that's $1,250. And then you take away the rent of a one-bedroom apartment, which is $1,032, they have $200 to live on. How do you live in San Diego on $200 for food and transportation, putting gas in your car or even public transportation? And our whole thing is don't sign it. And meaning don't sign the petition because there's no reason to wait 19 months to enact this. Every poll we've seen, including the ones we've done, show that 2/3 of San Diegans are in favor of the earned sick days and the minimum wage. Why have people in San Diego suffer any longer?
Let me ask Jason about that. There needs to be 34,000 valid signatures in the next 30 days to get this on the ballot. How optimistic that you think it will get on the ballot, and do you think voters will support the repeal?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a local media poll that came out about a week ago in which 60% of San Diego voters said that they believe this should have been done by referendum rather than by ordinance. And in fact, Todd Gloria, who is now joining Mel and telling people not to sign it, was quite emphatic about how important it is that San Diegans vote on this. And so I'd say the first part of our challenge here, and we are optimistic we can get it done, is give San Diegans the opportunity to vote on it. You know, we don't govern by polls. We should govern by the voters' will. And I think when voters are not in the vacuum that they are in a poll about, you know, how they feel about a minimum wage, and they understand the inflationary impact on them as consumers, the cuts to services that could result in for city residents, and the loss in jobs, I think they will look at it much differently.
And we think that once we educate the public that this could go into effect this coming January, there's no reason to wait 19 months, and we will give immediate relief to 172,000 San Diegans to put food on their table, a roof over their head, and transportation.
Let me touch on this, though. You have a counter campaign, Decline to Sign, as it's called. What are you going to do with that to counter this campaign?
Strictly an education campaign. We are going to let the public know just what I just said, that this can go into effect this January. It's a gradual increase. It only goes to $9.75, and we don't have to wait 19 months.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. There's a lot more information about this on our website, kpbs.org. Jason Rowe, Mel Katz, thank you.
Thank you.